Hello, Christopher. How are you? Lovely to see you today. How are you? So today we've just got a bit of a Monday afternoon chat in the UK, and I've got a painting that's going live tomorrow with the process. So I thought I'd just pop on and say hi. Hi Noah, how you doing? How's your day going? Can you see the cells in this painting, Christopher? August has got his live this afternoon, isn't he? Not his live, his premiere at, I was going to say 4 p.m. UK time. And it would be 11 EST. Which country are you guys in? So this blue painting was made with just Floetrol, water and pouring medium, and then towards the end I added some silicone in the gold to make it pop. And I just thought I'd put it up today and see who was around for a nice Monday chat. So you're from the Philippines. Oh, so you know all about bananas, Christopher. In other words, subs. What's the temperature like there? Oh, you think it looks like a forest? How interesting. You see this bit here? Does it look like a seahorse? Bananas, yeah. So, do you do fluid art, Christopher? I'm experimenting with at the moment with using different materials and different liquids, different mediums, different cell activators to just experiment with the size and shape of cells. I don't know if you're familiar with cells, but if you look at these ones here, these are peacock cells, and the colours are 3-tier. So when you've got 3-tier colours, it's the colours gone through to all the different depths of the painting. And the colours here, just down here, you see it's like 3 different colours within the cells. And it's interesting how when you try and use silicone, it really works sometimes and other times it doesn't. But this is the first time that I've used it in a way that works for me. So I quite like the idea that the cells are all on the outside, and then they're much more subtle when it comes into the centre. So I just thought I'd just put this live on today for you guys to chat and to ask any questions if you like. That's interesting, Christopher. It looks aquatic. Yeah, I know what you mean. Funnily enough, it felt quite magical, like a magical painting, a bit mystical with the colours, with that sort of blue-green and green-blue. It's almost like Avatar. It's that sort of feeling. Hello, Christy. How are you? Lovely to see you. I literally just popped this on just now, just to have a little chat, see who was around. And a sneak peek at the painting for tomorrow. Who's Richard, Christy? Is that Noah? Richard! Oh my goodness, hello. I didn't see you there. How you doing? How funny. How's your day, Richard? We've been to Tesco's today. Christy, Richard is a lovely friend of mine. He was helping me at the Ukraine concert, and Yeah, he's interested in fluid art, and funny enough, I bumped into him shopping on Friday. And Christy, can you tell Richard where you're from? You know Christopher, don't you? So Richard, this is Christy, very good friend, lovely friend of mine. And we met through the art world. And Christopher, who I've met recently. Christopher's from the Philippines, and Christy is from the US. You're Minnesota, aren't you, Christy? How's your day going, Richard? I'll be back in 2 seconds. What's the weather like there, Christy? Oh, hi, Sudha. How are you? Yeah, absolutely, Christy. It's really because when you're using silicone, my goodness, I've tried using a drop before, and it just makes it into a pool of oil, doesn't it? I used it in quite a unique way this time. I literally waited until the paint was laid down and used, I think, one drop in 8 different places. So it was kind of, yeah, it was just like a tiny bit, and I'm really pleased with how they came out. The sort of little peacock cells were on the edge, but the videos could be released tomorrow for that one. You caught me live, Sudha. What time is it where you are? It must be getting late. Oh, I'm glad you're okay. How's your day going, Christy? Do you know what? Experimenting with silicone has been such a ride, and you were so good the other day, Christy. The explanations you were giving about certain things, and I was just thinking how good a teacher you are. And that's why I love hearing all of the different explanations in your videos. Just the little tips. You're Illinois, that's right. Why do I think Minnesota? Yeah, it must be quite late there. 7:40. It's not too late. So you're only, let me see what time it is. 2 o'clock. Oh, you're only 5 hours ahead. So you're 5 hours ahead of me, Suter. And I'm 5 hours ahead of you, Christy, aren't I? Because you're EST, aren't you? Don't tell me you're CST. God. We went for this before, didn't we? We were doing a collab. And then is it right that Australia is still 17 hours ahead of you, Christy? Oh, hello, Astronomy. Minnesota. You're from Minnesota. Talking of that, all over the world. I think Richard's at work today, so he's gone. Richard Rawlins, he's gone off. You tried it as well, did you, Suta? Yeah, I must admit, I've tried it a few times, but less is more. And Christy was just saying exactly that you can use like a little, the little sticks that you get in, you can use pineapple and cheese with, that sort of thing. I forget what they're called now. What are they called, Christy? And you just dip that in the silicone oil and then use that because you need the smallest amount because it literally leaves slick if not. Do you like the cells, Suta? It's actually the sunlight isn't doing it the best. It looks very shiny from where I'm sitting, but it's let me just take you up for a closer look for a minute. So You see the cells there, so the peacock cells, they're quite sort of 3D. And I just really love those sorts of cells, because what the sorts of cells that I was having before, they were quite melty when I wasn't using the right things. They lost their shape and the way I was tilting and everything. So it's the first time that I'm really quite pleased with the outcome. So I'm going to play with that loads more. Oh, you've not slept much, Christy. Oh, Astro Remy, what's your name? We've just recently met, haven't we? What's your name? Andy. Hello, Andy. So we met on with the Brit Girls, didn't we? Or did you just happen to be on there? I think you're on their premiere, aren't you? I find it so amusing. They're so brilliant, aren't they? That's right, yeah. And you were saying about little Pooch on the beach. I've tried doing lives at the beach where I've gone to collect sea glass, and Chris, you'll know this. The reception unfortunately goes when I'm down the beach, so it's quite hard to show you what I'm doing. Oh, is she? Oh, lovely. Oh, that's amazing. That's right, yeah. So you had do you and your wife go down the beach with your dogs and you do some drone filming? Oh, there's some amazing places that you can use a drone with these days. Oh, how lovely, Andy. Oh, what sort of art is she teaching them? Oh, no worries, Christy. The old battery goes, doesn't it? What sort of art is she teaching your grandchildren? No worries, Andy. How are you feeling today then? You're a bit tired, Christy. All that partying at the weekend. So I was just saying, Christy, I really am enjoying just playing with cells at the moment, and the sort of cells that I'm really loving are the peacock cells, where you've got 3 different layers of colour in one. So I just thought, pop my painting up here today and have a little chat about art and see who hops on and see what we talk about. 6 children, 7 grandchildren, Andy. Oh, how lovely. Oh, I've got 2 teen nephews and they're around here all the time. They're such fun, so entertaining. At Christmas, we just went out for a big meal and they got so bored so easily. They just want to be on their phone all the time, but they're just such a good laugh when we get together when they're not on their phones. Kelly, hello. Oh, lovely to pop on. Christy, Kelly's a lovely friend of mine. She is in Michigan. Christy is in Illinois, Kelly. And then we have Andy from Illinois. Did I get that right? Debbie, how are you? Your name's come up as Debbie Pag. How funny. Patagonia. So is your last name Patagonia? Because every time I see your name come up, I always think of outdoor clothing and climbing mountains. Did you have a good sleep, Debbie? Good morning. How are you doing, Kelly? How was your Christmas and New Year? Oh, you've changed it, Debbie. Oh, I do like Debbie Pag. It was busy, was it, Kelly? Yeah. Are you glad to get back to normality? So when are you going to start doing your art, Kelly? Are you going to fancy doing some more art? I bet Debbie has explained that a million times. Oh, it's just easier saying Debbie, isn't it? Debbie Pag. Yeah, I get that. Thanks, Kelly. I was experimenting with cells on this one. I quite like when you get cells of 3 different colours, because before I was just getting cells that were just more melty and just one tier and not the sort of shape that I'd like. And I think as artists we can get so down one road with something, can't we, Christy? You're still trying to do your garbage pour, is that what it's called now? How many times have you tried it and how is it turning out? Because I've seen it layered. You have to layer it with paint, don't you? And then you pour it. Have you been experimenting with it? Oh, bless you. That's what I was like with silicone oil. I had a whole slick on my page. I was so upset because I'd got these really lovely golden paints and I really wanted to use a little bit of them and not waste them. And I put too much silicone oil in. Oh, you tried it 3 times, Christy. Oh, so this one, Kelly, I just had oh, Debbie, that's no worries. So lovely to pop on and say hi. Thank you so much. The video is coming out of the process tomorrow, Debbie and Kelly. I said that, Christy, and I'm not sure if you heard that as well. And I found a little trick with the silicone oil, just using very little amounts and placing it in a certain at a certain point of the painting, just to get the cells on the outside. And I just love the 3 tiers of the cells. So it's lovely to experiment. And blues are favourite colours. Oh, Christy. Did you find that it came out nicely actually in the dustbin lid? Dustpan, rather. And then when you actually get it on the canvas, it goes funny. Right. That's what I remember what you have to do now. You have to get the actual bloom onto the canvas. Oh, you're almost there. But that's the thing. It's a new technique, isn't it? You'll get there. Thank you so much, Suta. It's just about experimentation. Poor Christy, Suta. I was asking her about the different things between the pillow and the pouring medium a little while ago. And she explained it, and then I was asking questions. We're going, but she's such a good teacher. I was just trying to say to Christy, I'd love to hear more tips from her in the videos because she's just oozing knowledge. Have a great day, Debbie. Hello. Who's that? Oh, is it Mark? No. Dancing with Aardvarks. Is it Mark? Mike. Sorry. Close but no cigar. It takes me a while to get people's names, especially when I see another name. You don't fancy changing it to Dancers with Mikey Aardvarks. How's your day going, Mike? Have you got any projects on the go? And Suto, what have you got you're playing with this year? Have you got anything you're up to in particular? You've been very busy with your videos. I love seeing all the different resin projects you've been coming up with. You're on a whiz. You really are. You're on one. I love it. So productive, and you're just doing so well. Oh, really, Mike? How does that work then? That's good, Suta, because you can only go at a certain pace for so long, can't you? How many videos are you planning on getting out every week now? Christy, how about you? You're 2 a week. I think I'm building up to 2. Planning on perhaps having a look at a Friday live. I fancy doing a bit of a teaching one on a Friday. Christy, you're going to get it. You watch my Christy's, what do you call it, dustpan? Pour is going to look absolutely stunning. But it's different, isn't it, when it's in a group challenge? I don't know if you know everybody in the group, Christy, but it's a bit daunting, isn't it, when you're given something? But it's a great challenge trying to master it. So how's that? How's the project going then, Mike? Nanette, hello, lovely to see you today. How are you? Is it near your bedtime? Happy New Year again. We'll probably be saying that until we're into February, won't we? Have you got any projects for this year, Nanette? Yeah, Christy. So 2 a week, is that including collabs or including the Friday with Friends this week? I love your picture, Nanette, by the way. It's so pretty. And Suto, when are we going to see your face? Is it when you get to 1,000? Is that the deal? I thought I saw that sometime a few weeks ago. Happy New Year. Yeah. Have a lovely day, Andy. Thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely day. Happy arting too. And I hope your grandchildren enjoy the art painting lesson. 3 this week, Christy. Yeah. Wow. That's what it's all about, Mike, isn't it? It's nothing like a good balls up. There's nothing like making a huge mistake and learning from it, even though you don't like it at the time. And you get some days and weeks, don't you, where you just think, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And then you just do it again, because it's just one of those things, isn't it? When you found your passion. Did you, Mike? Where did you find the brush-o technique? Are you going to post a video to show the process once you get the hang of it? When's Tassie's naive shoes, Christy? I'm losing a bit of track over the Christmas period. I've lost track with so many different premieres. At 4 o'clock, well, it's not 4 o'clock. What time is it for you? It'll be 11 went to EST. In an hour and a half, we've got August, haven't we? And Tonya and Kathy. Oh, it'd be so cool to see the process though, Mike. You know, sometimes we feel like we have to be perfect, don't we, before we post something? But a lot of it is a learning, isn't it? I mean, I look at I've been doing this just over a year now, and I look at my videos from a year ago and I think, oh my goodness, part of it was you know, the editing, and part of it was just, you know, I wouldn't want to do anything with the paintings from last year. No, it's never a fail. There is a desired result, isn't there? You want to be able to achieve something that you want to achieve. And it can be frustrating, but actually it's all a learning, and we just come back for more because we love the whole part of it, don't we, Christy? Oh, Kelly, you've been getting ready for work. So lovely connecting with you today. Thank you for coming. Have a lovely day. Don't work too hard. I hope you have a great start to the year as well, Suta. So Astra and Remy is Andy, Mike. Yeah, I'm exactly the same, Christy. I love it more than I'm frustrated. Do you know what they say? There's nothing better than a bit of frustration to get you into creative mode. As long as you're not frustrated for a long time, you pass through it. I was working with a client this morning talking about that and how everything seemed impossible, and by the end of the hour, it was completely, everything is possible. You know, it's just a question of taking one step at a time, working out where you go next with it. A lot of it is being sensitive, isn't it, to other people and you know what we feel we should be doing. So about you, Christy, but am I worth enemy? Jan, hi. How was your heat pod? Did you have a nice sauna blanket? You are Picasso, Christy. Amazing artist. So Christy, this is the tingling retreat is Jan, and Jan, this is Christy. Christy has, yeah, it was hot, was it? Yeah. And dancing with aardvarks is Mike. Jan has just been in her sauna blanket. She's my soul sister. She lives a few hours from me. We were just talking about Jan and her, you know, doing something with her art. She's an amazing artist as well. I quite like these little chats, because when you've got a small group and there's only a few of you, you can have a bit more of a chat, a bit more conversation. So Christy has got a bit of a challenge at the moment. She's doing a new technique in a collab on Friday. Do you want to say a bit about it, Christy? And Mike, do you have anything you want to share? Or Jan, anybody, do you want to share or Annette, do you want to share a link at all for what you're working on at the moment? You know, I think it's quite a nice place just to be able to say, well, I'm working on this, come and have a look at it. Oh, that's a really lovely thing to say, Sudha. Thank you. I've also realised that for me, it's, you know, it's just about being yourself. You've got to do yourself, haven't you, really? You've got to just be yourself, and then you connect, and you just naturally find friends in your community, your tribe online, and in the art world. I find YouTube and our lovely art family just so encouraging. You're so inspiring, Sudha, as well. You so are. I was just saying to Christy, I think all of us actually are probably at a stage where we could share our knowledge, but there are certain things in certain areas that you know more of, that you probably feel a bit more confident talking about. And every time I go onto one of your channels, I love hearing about what you've learned. You get past the garbage stage soon. She will. It's all in the pan, quite literally. That's so exciting, Mike. Gonna put some brusho crystals. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. That's a real. You're a bit of a chemist at heart, aren't you, Mike? Sutta is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, don't worry, Jan. You've just had your sauna blanket. You haven't had any lunch yet, have you? You're saying you haven't had any lunch. Perhaps you need a little bite to eat. You feel a bit better. I feel the same, Sutta. I can't wait just to say hi and see how everybody is. Oh. So how's your new year going, Sutta? What are you up to? Mike's got a really cool channel. He's just experimenting with different things at the moment. He was just saying that he's gonna, if his process goes according to plan, he's gonna put a video up so we can all see it. Yeah, you're probably a bit hydrated, Jan, definitely. Oh, zoned means a little bit out of it. So Jan's just been in a sauna blanket, and she's just really, really hot. So she feels a bit sort of like lying down. She hasn't had any lunch, so a bit weak, zoned out. That's interesting. You haven't heard of zoned out. Have you heard of zoned out, Christy? You would have done, Mike, wouldn't you? Oh, lovely. So you've got a friend's wedding coming up, or someone's wedding, suitor. So Jan is, she's doing pebble people on a, she gave me a lovely little present last year with 2 pebbles people on a little canvas that she'd painted, and then she framed it. And we were just talking about, I want to do a canvas, fluid art canvas for sunset or some sort of landscape, because I've been collecting sea glass, and I really fancy doing sea glass people and drawing in the arms and legs and things. What is the community snobbish, Mike? I didn't realise. I was just thinking that it was a lovely community. I remember going to a craft fair and seeing 3 guys sat there wood turning. I thought how lovely it was. I hope it's not getting too much like that. Rock art, yeah, that's probably a good name for it, Mike. So you can get pebbles or sea glass and just make, I mean, with pebbles, I think hello Cassie, how are you? Lovely to see you. Jan was just saying that she basically got two pebbles, and she puts it on a landscape and frames it. And with the sea glass, my plan is to get sort of parts of the body and make up a body with sea glass and put that on a landscape. It's just an experiment with rocks and sea glass, really. Seriously, Mike. Oh no. Cassie, how's your day going? How are you, darling? And how's your house situation? Do you reckon you're going to stay there for this week? You're still there this week? Sea glass is just one of those things that, depending on the beach, you get very different sea glass. At my local beach that I go swimming at every week, the sea glass is generally green and white and clear, and it sparkles, and you can tell. I don't know if you're familiar with the birds, magpies, that always look at things that sparkle. But it's lovely just picking them up. Oh, you saw that? Oh, of course you did, Sue. I remember you saying you didn't know what it was, and I showed you a picture. I think you're right, Christy. Can you imagine, Mike? You know, you're just trying to do some wood turning and have fun and enjoy it. Perhaps there's a community within a community. My husband, Steve, wanted to get into wood turning, and it's so expensive getting all the kit, isn't it? And he's into his making clothes now. He started to tailor make clothes. Oh, did you, Cassie? Oh, you must be feeling so nice. Yeah, you'll be fine. You must be fed up being asked about your where you're going to be living next, Cassie. Guys, do you want to see a fleece that Steve made? So I'll show you quickly. This is the fleece. So basically, you can choose the trim and the buttons, and you choose the colour, and he's made this beautiful. So I chose marine blue and turquoise, and then the trim at the bottom is orange, and the trim at the end of the sleeves. He's clever, isn't he? He's going to call himself the Tiffy Tailor, because when he was in the Navy, he used to be an artificer, and an artificer is someone who does one-offs. He's a keeper, Christy, yeah. And he wants to, because he's quite quiet with what he does, and he gets into the zone like I do. So I'm in my art room and he's in his craft room, and he comes out with this design. But he wants to do. Oh, thanks, Jan. I know, he's amazing, Cassie. He really is. He made one for himself with dark green and light green, and you basically get to choose whatever colours you want, whatever colour trim, and even the zip. I fancied an orange zip as well, and he sourced the same orange. I really love that contrast colour. But so his idea is he's going to get 5 core garments, and he wants to get sustainable, hard-wearing coats with a hood. And because the coats that he wears, the weather doesn't really do any, the weather sort of kills the coat, doesn't it? And he's been doing it for 3 years, and this is the first fleece that he's made, and he's made a coat for himself, but it was too small, so I get to wear it. You want one? Oh, that's so cool, Cassie. Well, that's so amazing, and I just think for this year, he's going to experiment on his mum and dad and my mum and my auntie, and then him and myself. So we're going to make core garments for all those people, and then they're just going to pay for the material. And then next year, hopefully, he'll start doing it. Oh, thank you, Jan. It's been so lovely. You feeling a bit better? You've had something to eat? Jan's just been in her sauna blanket, so she's feel a bit zoned out. I don't know if anyone knows what zoned out means. I was just explaining it, Cassie. It means feeling a bit out of it, when you're a bit over hot and you haven't had anything to eat or drink. Good morning, Linda. Happy New Year. Lovely to see you. How are you? How's your friend doing? Are you cooking now? Do you know what Jan? I am going to get the starter out of the fridge tomorrow morning, and I'm going to do it. So it's 50 grams, isn't it, of starter, and then you add the flour and the water to it, and then you can just we're just talking about making sourdough. Jan makes her own sourdough. When she was down, she gave me a starter. A starter is like you ferment it in the fridge, and then you add water and flour, and you make your own sourdough. See you, darling. See you, Jan. So sauna blanket, Cassie, it's funny, isn't it? It's basically, it's a sauna in a blanket, literally. You lie down, you zip yourself up, and from the neck down, it heats up to the same temperature that you would in a sauna. All right, Linda, I understand. Don't worry. Probably not the right time and place. And then you stay in there for 20 minutes or so. Yeah, and that's a sauna blanket. So if I mean, it's just great, that hot and cold. She also does, I know you'll think I'm nuts for going sea swimming. See you, Mike. Thank you for popping in. Oh God, I'm sorry the pilot light's gone out. You need to sort that. You need to keep yourself warm. Yeah. Yeah, Cassie, it's so nice. And then, I go swimming in the sea, and at the moment it is, what temperature is it? It's 9 degrees, 9.5 in the sea, and it was 7 degrees outside, Celsius. Oh, I hope the surgery goes all right on Thursday, Linda. Oh, that's so true. Christy, you've only got an hour. Oh, Nanette, bless you. Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? Just listening. Your English is good, Nanette. So yeah, Cassie, so I go in the sea. Well, Jan has got a barrel. I don't know if you're familiar with Wim Hof. He's a Dutch. Should we get this right? Is he Dutch or Norwegian? Ooh. Guy who was teaching people the benefits of going in the cold and building up your immune system. So basically, when you go into the cold and then you go into the heat, it really helps your immune system. So Jan has a barrel, and she gets in the barrel and she has the same temperature as it is in the sea, and then she goes in her sauna blanket. James has he? Get him to look up Wim Hof. It's WIMHOF. I'll put it on here. Wim Hof. Suda. Oh my God. You're cold, even in 26 degrees. Do you know what, Suda? It is quite mad because I was in Thailand for our birthday last year, and our joint birthday, the big one. And it was 28 degrees outside air temperature and 28 degrees in the sea. And we went swimming every morning at 7 degrees, and we went about 6 times a day. It was gorgeous. It was so lovely. Yeah, and that's exactly it, Linda. You know, if you live in a cold place, you're getting the benefits, absolutely. And also, I just found out when I was going for the menopause, I was feeling so rotten. I went through it quite early and I had a leg brace on. I remember just getting down to the sea, and I took my leg brace off and went into the sea. I had so many different symptoms of different things, and after doing it once, I felt relief, and I started to go in 3 times a week, and I don't think I'd stop now. It's amazing. You've got the same temperature there, Nanette, I bet. I remember being in the Philippines, I think it was February time, when I went to a wedding, 20 years ago now. 20 years ago. And it was a beautiful temperature. It is a nice temperature, 28. 30 degrees is my cut-off point. I can't do any more. I can't go any hotter than 30. It's cool, isn't it, Cassie? So if you think when you go, it just changes your body temperature. It boosts your immune system, boosts your mood, releases serotonin. It's pretty cool. And also, one lovely thing about the community of people that go into the sea is they're called the blue tits. They called them blue tits after the bird, but you know what else it means. And then you've got the blue balls, but it's really the blue tits that everyone joins. And when you join, you just put your name down to say what time and which beach you're going to be at, and then people just come and join you, and so everyone can swim together. And also, so when you're beginners, you don't go in swimming on your own, and you've got to be careful and keep safe and everything. Oh my goodness, Suta. 40 degrees, it must be so tiring. It's so hard to imagine. It's like in Australia as well, it's boiling at the moment, isn't it? Cassie, absolutely. In fact, how I started off with a 15 seconds at the end of a hot shower. The benefits start at about 12 degrees. So if you just turn the cold tap on after a warm shower, you get the benefits. I know, Cassie, blue tits. Christy, how's your paw? I think Christy's gone, isn't she, to do her paw? I hope it goes well, Christy. Do you find the benefits, Linda, of going outside? Right, I'm just trying to think. I've been on here. I popped on really quickly just to say hi and do a quick live, as it does. And I'm going to be... I've got to go in a minute. It's almost 3 o'clock. It is funny, Cassie. I know. I know, Linda. It's harder doing it when you're older. My mum's 80 next year, and when Dad passed, it was a real healing for her, and she came with me once a week. We'd go together, and then she lost her confidence. It was when we tried bodyboarding. It was because she lost her balance in the sea, and she was on her own for a minute, and she hasn't been in since. Like she said that to me the other day. So she is going to try it again, but it's not good for everybody. you know, like some people with severe arthritis of a certain kind, it doesn't always do you, it's not always medically okay for you. You'd always have to check out medically if it's okay, if you have any issues. Oh, thanks for popping in, Cassie. Love you. Have a great day. So Suda, yeah, it's 3 o'clock here, so I've got some stuff to do, shopping to do, and I wouldn't mind popping on to see the tag team at 4 o'clock. So have you had your dinner, Suda? And what time is it, Linda? Are you AST? Linda, this pour is coming out tomorrow. Thank you. I played with a very small amount of silicone, because when I first started to use it, I used too much and it was a bit of an oil slick. And I found some peacock cells have appeared, which I love the 3-tier cells, because I was getting quite melty cells before, ones where there's only one colour. And I ended up putting the silicone in a certain place in the painting, and it really seemed to work. But a lot of this is so experimental, because, you know, you can do it one day and then not another. All right, Linda, you got to feed the chickens. Oh, thank you for popping in. And Mike and Suta, Andy, Cassie, Christy, Linda, thank you so much for being here. And Jan and Kelly, lovely to see you today. It's so nice connecting. I just thought, you know what, wonder which one of my friends are on there today. And also it's nice for you guys to pop on and say hi to each other. It's just nice having a little place to say hi, isn't it? So thank you. Love you all. I know what you mean, Linda. It's probably not my favourite thing, but it's quite an interesting thing to experiment with. No. You're an inspiration. You give us so many tips, Linda. I've said this before. I'd love to see your work. If you ever want to send me any, I'd love to see it. Right, guys. Have a lovely afternoon and evening and morning. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Thank you. Love you lots. Bye.